Hello guys, here I have in front of me the Manker U21vn. This light, although not perfect, is going to get a letter R in the title on my store. Offer recommended because it outperforms itself for the form factor and for the price. Alright, let's take a look. And you know what? I'm making this video now, but already I have sold a ton of these. And it's an amazing light. In the box, nice cheap box, but has decent foamly padded, so it'll do its job, and then you can toss it when you get it. Okay, you get an O-ring. You have a 26650 into 18650 sleeve that comes with the light. The light's obviously a 26650 light. Nice nice poofy lanyard. All right. Get that out of the way. You will see right away there's a micro USB port here. That will be glued shut because it's going to have driver X2, user programmable. Let's talk about all the good stuff. The light is extremely compact for what it is, and I'll tell you why. The reflector is right about here. The end of the reflector is right about here. And then the MC PCB is right about here. So there's a very small empty space in here, just enough to hold the circuit. That usually, with a side switch light, the light tends to be kind of longer than one with a rear switch because of the extended mechanism here. At least for the neck body, okay, not the overall height, but the neck body. However, if taking a look at just the head of the light from here to the head of the light here, most of it is reflector, and that's why I'm so impressed with the design. Extremely tight. All right. Overall, this light is just very, very short now that there's no rear switch and just a side switch. So that keeps the overall length even shorter. From the factory, the light has double spring PCBs here and double spring tail cap. I'll show you what I mean. They're really big, nice, large tail cap springs, gold plated, and double springs. That is a very nice touch. The fins here, the cooling fins here are extremely thick. They're substantial masted. You can feel like the light has good masted in it. Heat sinks very, very well. Heat is not an issue with this light, and there will be two versions of this light, an XPL version and an XPG2 version. We'll talk about the output in a bit. Let's just talk about quality right now and design. So the reflector is a very nice reflector, at least the sample that I'm holding right now. Not all of them are perfect. There are several samples that has a speck here or there, but overall it's pretty good. The reflector is definitely not on the league of, like, say, EcoTac or Phoenix, but or even Ace-Beam. Ace-Beam is actually really good nowadays, so it's definitely a touch below Ace-Beam, but better than budget lights. All right, but it's decent. I don't mind that too much. Very nice design, very nicely heat sink, perfect driver. Overall size, perfect. All right, what's bad? The hot logo here will not line up with the button here. That really, really bugs me, okay? There are excessive prints. There's a bunch of logo here I do not like. Just Manker U21 is enough. I don't even think the hot logo is all that relevant, but if it's gonna be somewhere, it should be somewhere symmetrical, all right? There's a nice tiny little lanyard in the light, although the light does tilt stand well. That's nice. Okay, so that's a good thing. Nice, decent lanyard. I think that's a plus. However, on the list of bad things, the hot logo is just minor. The print's just minor. There's one thing that bugs me. Okay, when the head is fully tight with the body, sometimes, once in a while, you see it doesn't fit fully flushed. And there might be a little, you can feel it with your fingers that it's not really perfectly fit. This particular sample is nice. Not all of them are that way. And that's too bad, okay? The anodizing, I'm not sure what Manker claims on these, but if these are type 3, then that's not true. Because I feel like they're softer. They're softer because you can, on every single sample, I can find a corner somewhere on an edge somewhere where the anodization is missing. Like for right here, the sharp corner here around the lanyard hole, there's a tiny speck of missing anodization. So the anodization is not good. Another way to know that the anodization is not good is when I do the engraving on the light. If it's a very sharp, crispy, crisp engraving, that you can tell that is a very strong anodization. But if it starts to chip, if it starts to like do anything funny, then it's not a very good surface. And you can tell when you engrave, you can tell that if the surface is if the anodization is thin or not. So in my opinion, the thickest anodization is Phoenix. Their anodization is so good that it's really hard for me to engrave. I actually have to use pressure on the engraver. Okay, so anodization, no good. Fitment, yeah, so-so. Although the design and heat sinks well, the fitment is just so-so. Beam-wise, the XPL PDT tends to have better beam, if not pretty dang close to perfect. Okay, pretty good beam, nothing to complain. The XPG2 is harder for me to tune the beam for the XPG2, and I can get it to very close to as perfect as can be, but it won't be perfect hotspot, perfect corona, and then it's just not going to be. Don't expect a perfect beam with XPG2. All right. My goal is just to have a perfect hotspot, and the corona might be left or right just a tiny bit. If you want a perfect beam or closer to perfect beam, just go XPL PDT then. All right. So that's that. Okay, price. The XPG2 is $132 because of how it is tougher to get the right beam. XPL PDT, and actually, you know, XPL PDT LEDs are harder to source, and it's more expensive. Yet, the XPL PDT version is still $10 cheaper at $122, just because it takes me almost twice as long to build an XPG2 versus an XPL PDT. So if it seems like you're paying $10 more for less output and a little bit more throw, it's actually worth it, because it's a lot more work for me to get the XPG2 to perform the way I want versus XPL PDT. That is it. I will have two different versions of. Oh, right. I didn't give you guys any numbers. XPG2 PDT is 870 lumen. XPL 1500 lumen. So 870 versus 1500 lumen. The lux is 320 for the XPG2 and 260 for the XPL PDT. So it's about 140, 50, 60, 60K lux more on the XPG2 versus the XPL. However, lux doesn't mean all that much because beam intensity doesn't translate to throw distance. Let's look at the throw distance. XPG2, 1,130. XPL is 1,020. So it's 110 meters more throw with the XPG2 PDT. Like I said, my favorite version is the XPG2 PDT version, not necessarily for the huge increase in throw. I just like the beam more, and there's just something magical about the beam and the really tight hotspot of the XPG2 PDT. It's like if you have something this compact, fits in a jacket, you kind of just want the max throw possible, not the max output. There's plenty of light that's even smaller than this that puts out greater output. So for me, I think XPG2 is the way to go. And for $132, and you get that much throw in such a compact size, running a very big fat 5500 or 5200 26650, you have a very nice package. Okay. Aside from a few flaws in the finished, I think this light is pretty dang close to perfect. If this light was made to the quality of, say, Phoenix, then I will hands down say this is the best light. Actually, it's still the best for the size and for the price, but it'll be legitimately a perfectly well-rounded light, okay, as in terms of a thrower. The only other light that I could compare this to, because it runs, I don't have a lot of 26650 light, but because this light is a 26650, its closest competitor, not really, because it's the R50VN here. This is one is the all blingy version. all polished with the rainbow bezel, okay? And you can see here, yes, the R50 is substantially shorter and smaller, but then you don't have, obviously, the reflectors differences is huge here. You get like no throw over here, and you have very good throw over here, and this one is brighter because of the quad die LED. So they're very different, like not really comparable. But here's my 226-650 offering. The R50VN with the XHP50 D-Dome version is my favorite, okay? And in terms of thrower, the U21vn here. I will make a separate video to show the beam shots of the XPG2 versus the XPL2 outdoor. Alright, that is all. You are expected, I expect you to be impressed with the performance, but do not expect the build quality, the finish quality to be perfect, although the engineering and of the design is quite perfect. That'll be all. Thank you.